Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Haley Wilgus. Thank you for joining us. Of course, we're staying abreast on all of the developments with Hurricane Matthew.
Let's go right to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with the latest track and the potential effects here on the Sun Coast. Bob?
That's right. Potential effects on the entire state for that matter. Let's face it, this system is going to be devastating if it just skirts right along the coast of East Florida. As a result of that, we could see hurricane force winds and maybe even category 4 winds, 130 mile an hour sustained. For a good chunk of East Florida. Normally when a storm comes in, it's only about 40 to 50 miles that you see that hurricane force destruction. But if it were to move right along the coastline, it could be just devastating here. Also, if it stays a little bit offshore, then we won't get any of the hurricane force winds along the state. So there's still quite a dilemma there as to where and when this is going to move off more to the north as opposed to the northwest. Right now, it is starting to look a little healthier around the center. It's still at 120 mile an hour winds, and we are expecting that to increase. But you'll notice that big red right there at the last frame. That indicates the storm is getting much better organized. Something new, if you haven't seen or heard the news quite yet, Tropical Storm Watch now in effect for all of Manatee, Sarasota, Charlotte, and also in the DeSoto counties. That means a Tropical Storm Watch means there's a potential to get tropical storm force winds here in excess of 39 miles an hour sustained, and that will happen mainly on Friday morning through the early afternoon on Friday. So a Tropical Storm Watch, tropical storm warning in effect for Hardee and Highlands County. That's a warning, meaning that they will see tropical storm force winds there, and this could shift off to the west depending upon the future movement. It wouldn't take much for us to get popped into that warning as a result of where this storm may head. Top winds at 120, gusts are as high as 150. It's just hammering the central, right now the Bahamas, heading off toward, it looks like Andros Island as well as into Nassau, and then pushing off toward the northwest. If you follow the center line, making landfall sometime around Friday morning early or close to land, and then moving right up along the coastline up toward Daytona Beach as a category 4 major hurricane there, and then eventually moving back off into sea, but getting close to South Carolina. And then notice what happens. It comes back down toward the southeast. Some models are suggesting that it may actually come back toward Florida by this time next week. So we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. But for the time being, what we have to worry about is the potential for some tropical storm force winds. We're talking 50 to 70 mile an hour winds into Highlands and Hardee counties, as well as here we could see winds up to 30 to 40 miles an hour at times, gusts as high as 45 miles an hour in some of the inland counties like Hardee. But for us, it will be tropical storm force. No hurricane force winds expected here. No real threat of any significant storm surge. We may get a little bit on the backside of it. The tornado threat is lessened too, so that's not a big factor. And as far as heavy rain goes, we could see anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rain. The reason why we've been included into the watch, however, for tropical storm force winds is because of the fact that now we're in the 40 to 50% chance of getting tropical storm force winds, 40 to 50 miles an hour sustained in the Manatee and Sarasota counties. So the National Hurricane Center has issued that for us. And as far as those radius of hurricane force winds, they'll stay on the east coast, and that could be significant. We'll have much more in our forecast coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Governor Rick Scott is warning people on Florida's east coast they have less than 24 hours to prepare for possible landfall of Hurricane Matthew. Governor Scott said he is awaiting updated evacuation orders from coastal communities. During an update at the State of Emergency Operations Center, Scott said the storm could be catastrophic.
Everyone in our state must prepare now for a direct hit. Be prepared for a direct hit. Don't trust that the storm path is correct. Just remember, with the storm going up our coast, a small deviation from this track could mean a catastrophic change along Florida's east coast.
Governor Scott directed the Florida Department of Transportation to suspend tolls in counties where there are evacuations. So far, there are only mandatory evacuations in place for Brevard and Martin counties on the East Coast. He has also deployed 500 National Guard members across the state.
Here on the Sun Coast, anytime there's rain in the forecast, the city of Holmes Beach is on high alert. That's especially true for an 81-year-old woman who up until recently did not have to deal with too many flooding issues. ABC 7's Rick Adams has her story.
Right now, the land at this home on Holmes Beach remains very dry, but anytime there's a significant rainfall here, it's a whole other story. These are pictures of the front yard of Holmes Beach resident Helen Morose following a recent storm. And here are images of her backyard. She's lived at this 58th Street home for nearly 30 years. And up until about a year ago, Morose's yard did not have much flooding. She says that she noticed more flooding after a big 3-story home was built next door.
I'd be standing my to my ankles in water here, and especially up in the front of the house. It floods the whole front yard.
Morose and other family members tell us part of the problem is that the home next door is on higher land, and it appears that the water from the canal in her backyard ends up on her property. Also, Morose says there's poor drainage on her street and the storm drains get clogged. This is something she just doesn't want to have to deal with in her golden years.
It's difficult because then you have to get out and clean up the mess.
Flooding in Holmes Beach is a common sight, especially during big weather events. City officials say they have been in touch with Morose and other residents who are having problems. This is an issue that they are beginning to tackle right away.
Actually going through with the Public Works staff, gathering all those complaints, mapping it out, where are the concentrated problem areas, and being able to rate them in a priority level so that we can hit the ground running with a really good roadmap.
Burnett also says a rising sea level and extreme weather are to blame for the flooding. The city will not only continue exploring short-term solutions, but long-term ones as well. Helen Morose is hopeful that she'll be able to remove the sandbags from in front of her garage very soon. The city says they should have some answers for folks who live here in the coming weeks. Reporting from Holmes Beach, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Rick. As Hurricane Matthew threatens Florida's East Coast, people living directly in the storm's path are now seeking refuge here. More are planning to come to the Suncoast before the storm hits. The rooms at hotels like the beachside villas on Siesta Key are filling up fast. The key for evacuees is comfort and convenience.
They know they're not going to be impacted by traffic. They know that they can drive here, they can park their car, and they don't have to get in their car again until they leave after the hurricane has, gone through the East Coast.
A few other hotels we spoke with around Sarasota are nearly booked through the upcoming weekend because of the storm.
And we wish those folks well. We're glad they're here and can stay safe here, because we know if we were under the same situation, they would do that for us too.
Yeah.
Still to come on ABC 7 News, new report shows the Suncoast leading the state in opioid deaths. Why Sarasota, Manatee counties top that list.
And as the Suncoast prepares for Hurricane Matthew's possible effects, red tide is still present on local beaches.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. Replacing your windows will not just beautify your home, but save you big bucks on your energy bills. I've done the research. I've seen the factory. New South Window is my hands-down choice.
New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
The official salon of ABC 7. Cutting Loose Salon.
Hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? ABC7 has the information you need. Access our special Surviving a Hurricane now. Learn how to prepare a readiness plan and survival kit. Know your evacuation route. Be prepared, Suncoast, when severe weather threatens. Access our special on our ABC7 app and all our live streaming platforms.
Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku.
The opioid epidemic continues to get worse. The Florida Medical Examiner's report shows the Suncoast is leading the state in the number of opioid-related overdose deaths.
ABC7's Bobeth Yates joins us now with more details on that report. Bobeth?
Yes, as the synthetic opioid fentanyl continues to grow in popularity, so does the number of overdoses, and the Suncoast is leading the state in the tragic deaths.
Once you start, it never stops.
Former addict Leslie Harrell is talking about the desire a person has to get high once addicted to drugs. And on the Suncoast, the opioid epidemic has been a major concern.
Because of the high cost of pain medications, cocaine, marijuana even, heroin has now become the least expensive drug. Because it is inexpensive, people feel like this is all that I have. But know that heroin is just as destructive.
For the past year, PJ Brooks of First Step Sarasota has been trying to drive home that message.
And there's a bit of confusion related to that because it's really as much a fentanyl and carfentanil epidemic along with the heroin.
Fentanyl and carfentanil are both synthetic opioids that Brooks says are being mixed with heroin, or in some cases completely being substituted for the drug.
A lot of the folks who are addicted to opiates are desperate and are having to turn to what's available in the community, and unfortunately the fentanyl and carfentanil is becoming much more readily available.
The problem with that is fentanyl and carfentanil are much more potent than heroin. In fact, one of the drugs is used as an animal tranquilizer. And according to the 2015 annual report just released by the Florida Medical Examiner Commission, the Suncoast Tri-County area, which includes Sarasota, Manatee, and DeSoto County, is leading the state with the number of fentanyl deaths, with a total of 122 deaths in 2015. Our area followed by Orlando, which has 105 deaths. But Brooks says steps are underway to curb the trend.
The Sheriff's Department is carrying Narcan with them when they go out on calls so that they have it available should someone have overdosed. The City Police Department in Sarasota is working directly with EMS.
As for Harrell, she has advice for those currently using opioids.
I would say, please leave that drug alone.
In addition to carrying the overdose medication Narcan, the Suncoast officials say they're also now helping people that call 911 not get arrested for overdoses, because there's now a law in the books that prevents that.
All right, thank you, Bobeth. Yeah, so if you do administer that or you call the police and say that someone is having an overdose, you won't be prosecuted for that.
They just want to save a life.
Right.
We'll be right back with the latest on Hurricane Matthew.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2016 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Complimentary maintenance included. At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
Annual wellness visits are important for healthy living. When you schedule your yearly exam, MCR Health Services is here for you.
With over 25 healthcare centers featuring multiple services and 8 pharmacies, we are here for you. Call or click today.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Manasota Flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Manasota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Manasota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Manasota Flooring today.
Well, I'll tell you what, we are watching a pretty nice day today, but things are going to start to deteriorate beginning tomorrow afternoon, then continuing on Friday. Friday being the worst day we'll see with this storm temporarily. Now, here's a look at Lakewood Ranch webcam as we take you through time. You can see that's coming in from the east, those fair weather cumulus clouds. Not much to them now, but we are starting to already see some convergent bands set up across southeast Florida, which will kind of pinwheel in our direction. So the weather headlines, a tropical storm watch in effect for Sarasota, Manatee, and Charlotte counties. We are expecting a 40 to 50% chance of getting tropical storm force winds beginning late tomorrow night and continuing on Friday. And then Hardy and Highlands County, that should be Highlands County, 60 to 80% chance of getting high-end tropical storm force winds. Toughest time, as I mentioned, will be Thursday night and Friday. There's a lot going on. Obviously, it doesn't appear that we're going to see any kind of problem with storm surge, and it looks like the tornado threat is going to be less here because usually the tornado threat is on the right side of the storm where there's a little bit more rotation going on, but I wouldn't be surprised to see an isolated cell that could pop out and produce a tornado. We mentioned those banding features. You can already start to see some of that working its way over, and these will bring some pretty big gusts up to 30 to 40 miles an hour throughout the day on Thursday. The rain chance, so at 40%, it really starts to pick up on Friday. Quickly going over the watches and warnings, all the area in pink. Look how many watches and warnings. That's how big this storm is. It gives you a perspective. This does right here. The entire peninsula under some sort of watch or warning. Tropical storm watch in effect in all the pink areas from Fort Myers and just actually from the Keys, stretching all the way north of Tampa up near Gainesville. A hurricane warning, and this is one of the biggest warnings I've ever seen. That stretches all across much of the eastern part of the state of Florida, and then a hurricane watch and north of that through Jacksonville and South Carolina. And the reason why, obviously, is that storm's just going to parallel the coast possibly. If it gets close enough to it, it would be devastating for the state as far as damage goes because all that Category 4 wind would be covering a large area. 20 to 30 mile an hour winds, gusts up to 40. That's Friday's weather. This is Friday's weather you're looking at. 20 to 30, gusts to 40. We can handle that. 50 to 70 can cause damage, trees down, power outages, and so on and so forth. So Wauchula and Sebring, also Avon Park are in that area. That's Hardy County and Highlands County under the tropical storm warning at this point. Currently, the airport, we have 90, and the dew point is at 73. Very hot day today. Feels like temperature still near 100. 92 the high, close to a record of 93. 76 was the morning low, and no rainfall report today. So far for the month, we're at 2.31 inches. Now, as far as the temperatures go statewide, 73 in Jacksonville, but the hot spot right here because of that east and northeasterly wind flow bringing in the warmer temperatures. A couple of players now, this high pressure ridge, which continues to drive the storm off toward the northwest, is here. It's expected to stay here, and that means this storm is going to move on a northwesterly course. Eventually, a little trough of low pressure that's here will push this system off toward the east. That's what we're thinking anyway as we make our way through time. The RPM forecast model is actually showing this system staying off the coast of Florida. We hope this verifies, but this is our in-house computer forecast model with the Weather Service WSI system keeping it just off coast of Florida, but that could change obviously and become more westerly in time. Northeast winds 15 to 20 knots. Seas will be 2 to 4 feet with choppy conditions. It'll be the last day for boating tomorrow for a couple because very high seas on Friday and Saturday as well. The water temperature now at 85 degrees. And as far as tides go, the next low tide will be at 9:41 and a high tide at 2:58. Tonight, warm, muggy, a few evening showers, a possible isolated storm, and then partly cloudy. Tomorrow, look for increasing clouds, 88 degrees, 40% chance for mainly late showers and storms. Northeast winds 10 to 15, and then the winds pick up on tomorrow night, continue through Friday, and then by Saturday, still breezy, but clearing and turning a little bit milder as some drier air filters in all the way through Columbus Day. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. It's not yet known if or how Hurricane Matthew will affect red tide patches in the Gulf off the Suncoast. Scientists at Mote Marine Lab are keeping a close eye on the elevated levels of the toxic algae. Water samples collected on Monday show 3 locations with high concentration of red tide: Longboat Key, North Lido Beach, and Turtle Beach. Mote scientists also say dead fish are still washing up on some beaches. Some visitors on Lido Beach today say the red tide is not ruining their vacation.
It's been wonderful. It's a great thing. There are some dead fish, some smaller ones, and the smell's a little bit, but it's a good place.
There were a few on the beach, but there was more so on the beach down that way, a little more south. But this beach,
it's been nice.
It's been a nice day at the beach.
Mote marine scientists say red tide can be very patchy and concentration levels vary from beach to beach.
Hi, I'm Linda Carson. Coming up, we'll give you a taste of a concert you do not want to miss.
Tonight, after the VP undercard, now comes the main event. Round 2 with a new format. ABC's Martha Raddatz co-moderating with just 34 days to go. This is where America turns for the race to the White House. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here. Because
Why, you don't like my hair? The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds. No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm going to show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
Game on, Suncoast. Get scores and highlights from the area's top high school matchups on Football Friday night, just after the news at 11:15. Sponsored by Gulf Coast Honda.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today for deals worth celebrating during the Jeep Celebration event. Come shop the area's largest selection of Jeep Wranglers or check out a new Jeep Cherokee priced as low as $19,999. Stop by to see the stylish new Jeep Renegade starting at just $17,699. Or drive away in a new Jeep Patriot for just $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Types of timber, cuts of meat, cooking times, temperatures, rubs, seasonings, sauces. You name it, they know it. That's what makes them who they are, Sonny's Pitmasters. And proud of it. Come get some baby back ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. On their own or paired with favorites like jalapeno cheddar hot links or pulled or sliced pork plus 2 sides and bread. Sonny's Barbecue. Local Pitmasters since '68.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
We have some really amazing musicians here on the Suncoast.
And this weekend, you can see 5 of the best in action. ABC 7's Linda Carson joins us with In the Spotlight. Linda.
The concert you'll see centers around exciting arrangements for 10 hands and 5 pianos, featuring the works of 13 composers. You won't see anything like this again in Sarasota for a long, long time. The Artist Series concerts kick off this weekend with a concert called Piano Grand.
This involves 5 grand pianos and 5 exquisite pianists. The 5 pianos are coming from New York City, from the Steinway Corporation.
The 5 pianists, all from Sarasota, are some of the best in the country. They're Steinway concert artist Andrew Lapp and...
starting the list is Jonathan Spivey, who's the principal keyboard player for the Sarasota Orchestra. Don Bryn, who is head of keyboard studies at State College of Florida. Rich Reidenauer, who is a concert pianist, plays throughout the country.
Holt designed the program.
And the program that I designed around this is a little bit like the Boston Pops. So it has a little meat to it, but it's primarily light classical type pieces, and they're all arranged for 5 pianos.
And we're going to be playing the Blue Danube Waltz, just like an orchestra, but at 5 pianos. We're going to be playing Scott Joplin's The Entertainer, and some Cacophony, which is the Khachaturian saber dance, which is just wild and rebellious.
The pianos will be arranged in a special configuration.
They'll be lined up in a circle, a semicircle, so that the majority of the audience will be able to see someone's hands. And all faces will be facing more or less out towards the audience. And so that we'll also have, the connection between the 5 of us.
They won't be able to see each other's hands.
The challenge is, of course, to coordinate 5 different people playing on 5 different instruments and make it sound like it's one.
This is a rare opportunity to see something extraordinary.
The Steinway piano is the greatest piano on the planet, in my opinion. And to hear 5 pianos that are the greatest achievements played by the greatest musicians that this town has to offer is very special.
The Artist Series presents Piano Grand at the Sarasota Opera House Sunday at 3 p.m. And hopefully all of this weather will be over by then, Bob.
Yes, the weekend could be a really good one because it's going to drier, maybe cooler behind it. But before that happens, we have to go through the tropical storm force winds possibly here in Sarasota, Manatee counties. It's a lot easier than, say, the hurricane warning along the East Coast. And you don't see it right there, but there is a tropical storm watch in effect for the entire west coast of Florida, Manatee, Sarasota, Charlotte counties, as well as DeSoto. Wauchula could see up to 70-mile-an-hour winds.
Wow.
So, yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Okay. Thank you, Bob. Updates on our website, mysuncoast.com.
And we'll see you tonight at 11.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.